Guys, it's Golhar. So today we're at the Pretty Heritage Concept Studio and we're going to see an inspiring business lady called Monita Plahe. So let's go in. Hi Monita! How are you?
I'm very well,
thank you so much for having us here.
You're welcome.
So,
come on in.
This is the Concept Studio.
Yes, indeed it is.
Wow.
At the Pretty Heritage Concept Studio.
I absolutely love it. Oh my god, wow. This is such an amazing collection.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Monita, thank you so much for having me in your
You're welcome.
concept studio. This is such an amazing space and I love the collection so far. Oh my god, let's go have a look at this. This is just like amazing. Look at the details and the embroidery in this.
Thank
It's
you.
like so tell me about yourself. So you've been in the design and fashion industry for over 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've worked with Burberry, Fake London, and you've worked in Hong Kong. So Pretty Heritage is a bespoke brand for bridal and non-bridal, which has been going for 6 years.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about yourself. Like, how did the journey begin?
I graduated in design. I started off with the fashion houses. I then soon moved on to suppliers where we designed for high street brands such as New Look or Sainsbury's and Topshop, H&M, and you name it. And my passion was always to create something new each time. And when you're working in the industry for a commercial brand or a supplier, there are limited ways of you designing. When I was getting married, I was looking for the fusion of my personality of being Indian born in London and my Asian background, and I really needed something for myself that would represent me really well from my background. So I shopped everywhere and I just could not find what I wanted to wear. It was very heavily embellished, or the cut wasn't quite contemporary enough. So Pretty Heritage basically began when I started designing my own items of clothing, and I think the biggest hit was my own wedding dress, which I have over here. And
Ooh,
to this
let's
very
go have
day,
a look at it.
and to this very day, this piece, it
Wow,
still
this is
stays
so
here purely
beautiful.
because people still love the prints. They still want to do embellishment work on it. So sometimes we move off the floral print, we might go on to something a bit different. So this is actually where the journey began with Pretty Heritage, was this piece. As you can see, not a lot of people in fact, it was probably the first floral bridal lehenga that I had ever seen and obviously designed.
Yeah.
And it was a very contemporary style, backless, which you normally wouldn't find, and very simple. And then the dupatta also was very simple. It wasn't heavily embellished. The most embellishment was done on the actual lehenga piece, again, which is quite subtle for a typical Indian bridal outfit. And for me, it was about styling it with the right jewellery and not overdoing it. And that represented myself really, really well. From that journey, I found there was a niche in the market because women were asking where my outfit was from.
Yeah.
I was already designing for friends and family as well, because I would make like a nice suit or simple skirt with a contemporary blouse. So from then I realized there were women like me out in the world that were looking for the same sort of thing, which was something that represented them. So I decided to start Pretty Heritage as a part-time business 5-6 years ago, and cater for those kind of women that are contemporary, edgy and fashionable and want to represent their heritage as well as be very contemporary.
Okay, so Monita, we're interviewing you today for the Inspired Businesswoman because you're an inspiration, like having gone and worked with all these like huge names and brands for like 15 years ago. You went off on your own like 6 years ago and you went full time this year. Like, what has been the biggest challenges for you?
I think when you sign off your own business, for anyone, especially when you're coming out of a career job, it's always that leap of letting go of something that's a security and jumping into something that's kind of a risk and unknown. So my first biggest challenge was obviously indulging myself into a passion, which was creating something new every time, as opposed to repeating a bestseller or repeating the same fabric, and so. So my creativity, I felt, was being suppressed. So I had to make that decision on do I follow my passion and do bespoke wear and be creative every time? And the sensible thing at the time was to go part-time with the business. So that was one of my first challenges. But with full faith, and once you have a very clear motive and understanding of what your vision is in life, wherever you want to reach, that gave me the confidence to be able to let go of a full-time job. And that took years to do. It didn't. I didn't just wake up and say, "Oh, okay, you know, today I'm going to leave my career job and I'm just going to start, you know, a brand new business with no proper business acumen." Even though I feel that a lot of it can be common sense, you still need to be able to experience and understand that. So, as well as being a designer, I've also been a buyer, and that was very, very fundamental to start my own business. So, I think one of the things you should be able to understand is know where you're going and what you want to achieve from your business, and know that you've got that skill set to back it up. So that was one of my biggest challenges, and over the years I've had to get the experience and slowly let go of my career and spend more and more time building the business. And luckily and thankfully, today I can say I'm a full-time designer for my own business.
Going to show us the Pretty Heritage concept studio. What is the concept studio?
So basically the concept studio consists of 7 brands in one house that are in line with their branding and have the same ethos and understanding for our clientele.
So hang on, so we've got the Pretty Heritage brand over here.
Yes, so Pretty Heritage is a brand that is a contemporary style brand, and it basically caters for women from around 25 up to, you know, 40, 50. This is our Pret collection, and which is currently inspired by my late stay in Hong Kong. So which was quite personal to me because obviously I was letting go of my career then and starting this. So this is a very Oriental inspired collection. We also do the very bespoke service. It's for a young edgy bride who's looking to reflect her personality with her background and you know, her Western influences.
Amazing. So let's have a look at these other brands over here.
As well as that, any lady can come into the store, shop for clothing, but at the same time come and shop for her jewellery to accessorise
like
with her.
This one, Mara
and
Ella. This is so beautiful.
Yep.
Such
So
beautiful
basically,
pieces.
Mara and Elle are very, you know, we're very much in line in terms of the styling that we use for our products. So yeah, and then we have
jewellery, and we've got children's clothing.
So we've got Giselle's. Giselle's is a brilliant kids wear designer. She does a lot of flower girls and bridesmaids. Again,
pretty.
all very bespoke designed.
And we've got the makeup over here.
Yep, we have makeup by Prabs, brilliant makeup artist. So again, it all works and gels really well in house. Her makeup is very contemporary,
including oh my god, my favourite Sugar Box. I love this brand. And then
we've got Petals and Bows London. Again, they are fabulous at their flower arrangements. The designer also designs her own calligraphy. That might be personal cards or your wedding vows that you may want to have designed using calligraphy. And then we have Mandy Designs. Mandy is a graphic designer. She designs some beautiful prints. So these are all hers. These are great for wedding gifts.
This is so cute.
So like gifts for special birthdays or for a Mr. and Mrs. or bridesmaid gifts. I think something like this would be lovely to gift a bride to be.
Yeah.
You know, notebook for her bride. Bridal notes, and then the maid of honor and the bridesmaid notes. So yeah, it's really fun and colourful. So the concept studio, you know, it's somewhere where somebody can come, they can shop for all their bits and bobs and know that these are all individual designers and
more collaborations and designers to come into the concept studio.
Yes, we are. So there's a couple more that we're looking for that haven't filled the space, i.e. maybe someone who does handbags or shoes or nails or something. Yeah, so we are, and somebody who's in line with the girls, and it's a great energy.
Oh, amazing. It's a fabulous you know, partnership that you've created.
Thank you.
How do you stay so positive?
I love this question, and in fact this takes me back to the very beginning of my journey as a designer. When I was in college, I started off with my A-levels and I was doing all this academic stuff, and I just soon realised, you know what, I love reading, I love, you know, what I'm doing my A-levels in, but there was something inside me that wasn't settling, and that was the creativity. And I remember very clearly, I walked past the art department and I saw, you know, there's a photography room, there's like these big, you know, art boards everywhere, and I was just like, I felt like I was at home when I went past this space. And I went home and had this conversation with my parents, and actually I've had very supportive parents who said, actually, you know, if you don't want to do your A-levels, do art. So that is what I did. I completed them as AS levels. I completed a year of the 2 that I could, the other one I couldn't, but I then went straight into art, and I trusted that though I had no idea where my direction of creativity is going to end up, I was going where my soul wanted me to be, and that was in this art department. And my journey just, you know, just started from there. I then left college, and the next big thing, was university. And we used to have family around saying, my daughter's going to be a doctor, and you know, he's going to be a lawyer, and da 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 da. And people would ask my parents, what's Monita doing? And they're like, oh, you know, she's going to be a designer, she's going into fashion school.
But where's the fashion going to take her?
What's she going to do? Is she going to just sew clothes? It was like my mum and dad were, no, like, she's going to be a designer. The clothes you're all wearing, she's going to be designing for companies that do that. But people at that time, this was a long time ago, didn't understand that concept. And nowadays it's just out there, like people are doing. So, you know, besides all the odds and what people say and what they think, if you feel this is something that you want to do it. But also understand that when I was giving up my A-levels to do art, I was also looking into the kind of jobs that there were out there. Now, back then we didn't have the internet. I was talking to people, I was networking with people to understand what kind of things were out there for me. My first work experience ever was in a photography studio, and you know what, I used to go there and never want to leave. I was with 2 50-plus-year-old men who were photographers. They used to get me to bring all the props and create something for, you know, for their brief, and I loved it. It was in my element, and I still to this very day am so grateful that I had the courage to go up to my parents and say, can I please not do these A-levels? I want to do this. Can I have your blessings? And you know, they've always been supportive. And I think nowadays it's probably, I think it's still there. There are parents that still put that pressure on kids. If you've got the faith in what you believe in, you will succeed. No matter how academic a person can be, and they go and do a job that pays really well, but you know, it's not satisfying, feeding their soul, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. And we're doing this full time now.
And here we are,
and
in the Pretty Heritage.
In actually less than 12 months, we've gone full time with the business. We've started menswear, and we've created a concept studio.
It's amazing. It's such an inspirational journey, Monita, and thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
You know, our viewers who you can inspire, you know, especially the next younger generation, especially anyone that wants to get into fashion. I mean, I'd like to just add, if any of the viewers are interested in fashion, we're happy to do work experience. So, and we're quite happy to support people that even want to have a taster of their dreams, because sometimes it's really difficult to just let go of what you're doing and test something new. You have to have the balance of the two until you figure it out. So we're quite supportive on that sense. And for anyone who would like to find out further information about you or Pretty Heritage and the concept studio, where do they go?
So you just go to the website, which is all W's, prettyheritage.com. And so you're welcome to come to the studio anytime. We are appointment based, but by all means come and just experience the studio, feel what it's about.
And whereabouts are you based?
So we are based on number 1 the Bath Road, Heathrow. We are right next to a famous venue called Riverside, so you can't forget us, and we're right next to Starbucks. So
that's in
it's
London.
very, very easy to get to. Yeah.
So that's in London for
Yeah.
all of our audience who is not West London. Follow Monita and the Pretty Heritage Concept Studio on Instagram or Facebook. Can you tell us what it is?
Yes, so the Pretty Heritage one is Pretty Heritage London, and that's for Instagram. It's Pretty Heritage for Facebook. The concept studio at the moment is just hashtag Pretty Heritage Concept Studio, and you'll have all our images, etc. there. We are working on building something separate for that in the near coming future. So yeah.
That's amazing. So for anyone that wants to find out more about Pretty Heritage or book an appointment with Monita, it's www.prettyheritage.com.